100 best franchisees to own in 2021. So as we all know that JustBake is the best bakery and also an online cake delivery company which offers a midnight delivery and a same day delivery as well. So now you get access to best cake delivered at your doorstep. So to take us through this session, we have with us today Mr. Anshuman Mishra, who is the General Manager of Sales and Operation at JustBake. So thank you, Anshuman, for joining with us today. So he has worked across, similar fields and business development profile across various as Vishal Mega Mart, Big Bazaar, Nectarus Foods, the World Retail Private Limited, etc. So thank you, Anshuman, for being part of this session. And so I would, want you to introduce yourself and tell us more about your experience and your journey with JustBake. So over to you, Anshuman.
Thank you. Thank you, Kritika. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to present us in this webinar. And regarding my 2019, almost 2 years I'm with this company. And to my experience in this particular field, food and beverage industries. Yeah, Kritika.
Yeah, we missed your voice, so now it's audible. Yes, you go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I am in JustBake since 2019. It's almost 2 years. I'm taking care of the sales and operation of Pan India. And here with me, my colleague is also there. He is the operations head for JustBake, Mr. Ramchandra. So, if I talk about my company, we are basically a franchising company, and we started in the year 2005, and now it's almost 15 years been in the market, and we spread across almost 39 towns and cities, and with having more than 270 outlets across, and majorly we are present in South India. And now we are expanding into if I'll talk about South India, our presence is in Karnataka, Kerala, your Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu, we are present in Coimbatore. Now we are focusing on Chennai. So the major expansion will have happened this year in Chennai. And the more of focus area for us is other parts of India we are growing faster. And now we entered into the east market. We have started our operation in Bhubaneswar, in Odisha, and gradually we'll be spreading to your Patna, your Jharkhand, and West Bengal also. So basically we are the cake manufacturing company, and we are the franchising company. We operate through our franchises. All the outlets are managed by the franchises, and we do our one SOPs and standard operating procedure which we follow in all of our practices, like in all the outlets. And if I'll talk to if I'll talk about our production and all this thing, we are the first company who have got in this particular field the fully automated plant. The cakes are not manufactured by very rarely we use the hands are used in making the cakes in our company, and all are manufactured to the technology and the machineries. So now it's almost 15 years we are in the market. So we have gone through different phases. We gathered lot of experiences. Now we used our experience into reality, and now almost more than 270 outlets we have, and more than 180 people in terms of franchisee they are associated with us. And if I talk about the opportunity with us is and now if I talk about why you choose JustBake.
Yeah.
See, it's a very it's a very familiar brand. If I talk about South Ajay zone, everybody knows about JustBake, and we are famous for our quality and our innovations and the product range that we have.
Right. Anshuman, yes. I would have a question over here, since in the previous slide we saw that you have plans to open 500 Pan India in coming 3 years. So what all, since you add so much of uniqueness, JustBake adds that uniqueness to the brand. So how do you plan to open it, and what all location, do you to cater to? Because I think our business have questions in a very similar line. So if you could just explain, your franchisee expansion plan for those in this 3 years.
Yeah, majorly. Thank you, Kritika, for asking this question. So I was about to explain like our future plans. It's like the major towns we are now looking at, the big markets, like especially the Maharashtra as a region, Gujarat as a
Okay.
region, and Madhya Pradesh as a region, and your Chennai as a region. Put together all three big, these states. We are planning, by 2022, and at least we will enter in all these markets,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll start opening the outlets, and our vision is 500 outlets by next 3 years. And
Okay.
like the way people are associating with us, the way people are believing on us, and the way we are emphasizing on our R&D and the technologies, I think it would definitely be help us like achieving the desired set goals within next 3 years.
Got it. So, Anshuman, as we see, there are certain USPs that JustBake holds. So, I would want you, to discuss about what is that main key USP, that it's so much popular and you have so many, franchisee outlet. Like you mentioned, there are more than 270 plus franchisee outlets running, and it's very popular in South as well, especially in specific locations and Karnataka. So I would want to, we see there are a couple of points mentioned over here. So if you can discuss and, enlighten your thoughts on certain key USPs
Yes,
and
exactly. If
key
I'll
strengths
talk,
of
yeah,
JustBake.
if I'll talk from the prospect of an investor, every investor wants like if they will invest into certain
Mm-hmm.
project, their return should be high and their ROI should be faster. So in our case, looking at both the
Right.
things, so we have designed our franchising model in such a way that
Mm-hmm.
it will never get disappointed, like how the investor who is investing into our model. It's a very successful model
Right.
all across all our average. If I talk about the return period, the ROI period, it's
Mm-hmm.
almost 1.5 years to 2 years. People get their investment back, and rest of the life they enjoy their profits. And it's a very simple model. And looking at the current situation, we have kept our investment into the projects, like the interior and the equipments very minimum, so that anyone easily can afford and go for the franchisee, and can get the benefits out of it.
Right. So do you think that price plays a very, key important role
You see,
whenever,
food
because we
and
see that there are a couple of,
in
yes,
food and
Anshuman, over
beverages
to you. Yes.
industry, food and
Yeah.
beverages industry, price is one of the factor. It is not the not only one factor. There are several factors,
Okay.
which you can consider. First thing is your quality. Second thing is your
Hmm.
ambience of your outlet. Third thing is
Right.
your quality of service at the outlet. And fourth thing is your the ranges that you have. Then after it comes like pricing and all these things. So anyhow, pricing plays a role, but like the other factors, if I talk about the quality that we have right
Hmm.
now, it's best in the market, and the prices are also very competitive. The ambience and look and feel of the outlet within the budget that we have worked out is really excellent, and the varieties of product that we have, very rare bakery do have such wide range of varieties with themselves. So apart from the pricing, like all other factors, it will consider as a whole, whole as a package we are offering to the customers, which will help them out, in terms of increasing their sales, and in
Yeah.
terms of getting their ROI faster.
Got it. So as we see, there are a couple of when we are discussing about competitors, there is a Chef Bakers, there is Amma's Bakery, there is Mongini's, there is Ribbons and Balloons, and yeah, more. So how would you, place Just Bake, in those competition? Like, why would somebody, choose Just Bake when all the other ranges of brands that we see are over here? So If you could, discuss and give your insights on those points.
You see, if I'll talk about our competitors in South, especially if I'll talk about Karnataka as a region, so
Mm-hmm.
majorly there is no big player, whom we'll consider as a competitor to us, because only in Bangalore we have almost around 120 outlets.
Right.
So none of the competitors even close to our number. Second highest is Ammas, who is having 40 outlets or 45 outlets, but they don't give franchisee. They are into their one operation. So being a franchising company, like other brands, if I'll talk about Chef Bakers,
Mm-hmm.
right now their situation is not good due to this pandemic. Now the question is survivability. So we as a big brand survived in this tough time, and that helped us in terms of gaining more confidence, from the customers, from the clients, and from the investors, and that helped us out to grow further. Like if I'll talk about during this pandemic, we almost opened 70 outlets from last year July till date. We almost opened 70 outlets. So if I'll talk about my competitors, the number is very less. So why we able to open 70 outlets? Because it's a faith that we gained from the market. We sustained in the market, like since last 15 or 16 years. We sustained in these
Mm-hmm.
pandemic situations. We come up with different ideas, so that helped us out, to be ahead in the competition. Again, another thing, first thing is your investment. The other competitors, like their investment and our investment is very minimum. For example, if I'll talk ribbons and balloons, their investment is 17, 18 lakhs or 20 lakhs plus in a single outlet. Whereas our investment is only 10 or 11 lakhs, not more than that. And if I'll talk about the product ranges that we have, it's a quite wide product range compared to all other, the competitors that we have in the market. So all these are plus point for us, and that gives an advantage to us, to grow further.
Got it. So, thank you, Anshuman, for enlightening on those areas. And definitely, like you said, investment also plays a key important role. And there are other factors also that we'll be discussing in this slide. So, there are business seekers who have joined with us. To welcome them. Abhishek Dhotre has joined with us. So, thank you, Abhishek, and thank you for joining with us for this session. And if you have any questions, related to Bake franchisee, we would be addressing it up in the coming slides. And stay connected, throughout the session. So yes, when, like you said, when you get associated with the investors and franchisee partners, what is that you offer to them, like to your partners, and what is that, the perks and leverages that they can enjoy being a JustBake franchisee partner? So we have mentioned a couple of points over here. Anshuman, I would like to discuss on, on these couple of points that we have
You see,
mentioned.
generally we operate in a FOPO model, franchisee owned, franchisee operated. Basically, we
Right.
create entrepreneurs in the market. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what our motive is. And the margin structure, the support that we extend to our franchisee, it's
Mm-hmm.
like the best in the market. Uh, so,
Okay.
like for example, these are all perishable goods. The shelf life of cake and all these items are hardly 2 days. So always
Okay.
there is a risk factor associated with this thing. Say example, franchisee lifted the product unable to sell. So then the question comes,
Mm-hmm.
like what you will do with those products which are like you couldn't able to sell. So it goes in a waste. So here we do what, like we give 100% wastage support to all our franchisees. Ah, so
Got
risk is ours. Only they will sell,
it. Mm-hmm.
they will sell or earn. Whatever will not sell, that will take back. So this is what our model is, and then again comes, the packing materials and all these things. These are
Mm-hmm.
absolutely free. And apart from that, we do have lot of schemes and promotions. We do promote our franchises based on their sales turnover. We incentivize, and sometimes like franchisee also get a chance to get a trip for out of India, like if they are eligible for certain
Right.
contest and all these things. So a lot of thing happens in between.
Right. So I hope, that's a very great point, that I hope all the business seekers have got this message that what are the perks that they can avail. Full support is being provided, through from a brand side
Yes.
in terms of training also, and the product replacement also, if that situation arises, in terms of, marketing also once your store is opening. So yes, Anshuman, all the would definitely have this question that how is the financial model of JustBake, and how much do they need to invest, what is the return that they can expect, and so I would want you to discuss in detail about the franchisee model and how much is the investment, and across all the financial aspects that they need to know.
See, the model is franchisee owned, franchisee operated, and it's like there are the franchise investment goes into three segments. It's like one is your franchisee fee. It's the
Yes.
fee that franchisee pays towards the brand hiring charges, and the second one is
Mm-hmm.
the equipment, and third one is the interior. So
Okay.
the franchisee fee is like 5 lakhs. It's one time non-refundable. So if they pay 5 lakhs, so what the company gives support? The company give the chiller unit, which majorly displayed for displaying the cakes and all items. So that will be
Right.
provided by the company absolutely free of cost. And
Okay.
we will do the branding. We'll do the branding of the outlet, like the leader, the glow signboard, and all the things the company will provide within that budget only. And the rest of the things like other small equipment, like we need a microwave and some AC lights. So all these things the franchise will invest. And the interiors are also very attractive and very cost effective also.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we use only claddings. It's hardly 55 rupees square feet it charges to. So easily one can get. We have got a set of team. We can also assist the franchisee in doing this interior and all. And
Mm-hmm.
apart from that, if the franchisee want, they can do up their one the interior. So put together, total budget comes around 10 lakhs, and
Then,
maximum depending on the size of 250 to 300 square feet outlet, it
yes.
comes to 10 lakhs of the investment part. And
Got it.
like our payback period is 1.5 years to 2 years. There is certain process we need to follow, like in terms of identifying an outlet and finalizing it. We have
Yeah.
got our one set of team. Once the franchisee gets
Mm-hmm.
some area, or it's both way, like we get some good area, or franchisee gets some good area or good outlet,
Right.
then we do a preliminary survey, like
Okay.
who all are the competitors are there, whether it's a residential area, high street area, or office area, that
Mm-hmm.
we need to identify.
Okay.
Then if the all set of parameters are matched, then we select the property, then we start the work. Then, like once the work is started, simultaneously we give training to the franchisee. What training we give, how to handle the pause, how to, because many of us don't know how to write a message on the cake. So that is very important. So we train the franchisee. So that
Okay.
they will be trained on this thing, how to write a message on the cakes, how to manage simple errors. If it is done
Right.
like on the this thing. So how to handle the
Mm-hmm.
products. Some products need to be handled very carefully, and some of the products are temperature dependent, need to be stored in deep freezer or so, and you need to handle those products. So all this
Got it.
training we give, software training, product handling training, how to write message on the cake, that training. So we have got standard operating procedures. All those are being trained. Like all the franchisees are trained on those things. We train franchisee because so that they will train to their outlet people, if at all.
Got
All this training happen in between 1 month session,
it. Mm-hmm.
and in between the outlet is ready, and we open the outlet and business starts.
Right, perfect. So I hope all our business seekers have got the message in terms of how the financial structure looks like and what is the payback period. So the total is 10 lakh rupees, out of which 5 lakh rupees is the franchisee fee amount. And the entire costing would like it would cost you 10 lakh in total. Apart from which, done from a brand side, they would be providing a training from the starting. So before we move ahead, to discuss the ROI, I have a business seekers who have joined with us. So with us, he has mentioned how about new product production? This question we would be surely discussing this question in the upcoming slide. So just you have several more questions, you can write it in the comment section. And, to all the business also who are live with us on this channel, you can share your comments with us, share your questions with us. We would be addressing it in the upcoming slides. So yes, Anshuman discussing the payback period or the ROI estimation is around 1 month and a half year. So I would have a question over here. Does a key role to achieve that ROI, or how is it like? How do you help them achieve that ROI, estimated ROI that you have said, for your franchisee partners?
Yes, retail, your 70% work is done if the location is good. Retail is always based on the like where it is situated. Like the location plays very important role. So while choosing the location, we give full support to the franchisee. Our team is there. They go along with the franchisee. They do some survey, and then only we finalize the location. But all we feel like this location doesn't have the potentiality that we are looking into, so we reject that place. So if I talk about like our outlets, on an average, our outlet do 30 to 35,000 sale per day, wherever we are. So here too we have taken a minimum side, like not expecting minimum side of sale 25,000 we have taken on a daily basis. And on that basis, the expenses we have factor in, the ROI comes somewhere around 1 year. So further, like if the sale will be further less to 6 lakhs or 6.5 lakhs, 20,000, which is the minimum sale I'm assuming. So in that case, the ROI will be within 1.5 years, max within 2 years. So, but our experience shows, yes, our experience shows, yes, maximum within 2 years.
Okay. Anshuman, you were saying you were mentioning something about as per your experience. So how have you seen, in the achievement of ROI, how was your experience even during COVID times? Were they able to achieve the estimated ROI like, that we have mentioned over here?
You see, COVID time, actually for food industry, it was not that deep if you are perfect in all your systems and operations standards. So now what happened? Many people they shifted to branded stuffs, like where they feel like the products are good, the manufacturing, they are maintaining the entire this thing, this sanitization, everything, the COVID guidelines they are following. So they are gradually shifting to those brands. So we as a brand, as I told my previous this thing, so we are totally automated plant. So very less hands are touched in any of our product. Everything is manufactured by machine only. So people have got that faith on us. So whatever we prepare it very hygienically. So this time, if I talk about the present situation, like during COVID also, so our sales were not that deep. And the plus point, like we are into bakery segment, and government allowed to open the outlets. It comes under essential this thing, essential food segment. So we are opened whatever the timeline being fixed by the government. So our franchises are not that hampered, in terms of sales. Of course, it's a pandemic situation. It has bring lot of hassles for everybody. So, but the challenges in compared to other industry like apparel and all, garments and all, so the challenges were a bit less in our case.
Got it. Okay, perfect. So I hope all the business seekers and franchisees who have joined with us have got the message. and the current scenario of how were JustBake performing even during the COVID times. So we'll switch to the next slide, wherein we would have the ideal franchisee profile. So all the business seekers would definitely have these questions, that whether they are fit to take up a JustBake franchisee or not, or do they need to have any F&B background, or do they need to have an experience and expertise in the same, and also what is the timeline that get associated with your franchisee partners. So Anshuman, if you can share your thoughts on this, like where your franchisee partners specialize, like the earlier franchisee partner specialized in certain background or skill sets.
You see, to become our franchisee, nothing such is required to be specialized in any of the field. Actually,
Right.
we train them just to have
Okay.
basic knowledge of computers and basic dealing ideas and all these things is required. Apart from that, everything we will train and they will get trained within 1 month of time. That will help you out to carry out the business rest of their life. So I don't
Right.
think this thing is required any specific educational background or skill set is required. It's not that
Okay.
tough or it's not that hard. It's very easy to manage. Any Tom, Dick, Harry can manage it at any point of time.
Perfect. And how much time, since it's a FOFO model, that you operate in, so how much time do they need to devote on a daily basis as a franchisee partner?
You see, as I told earlier also, we are creating entrepreneurs. So
Mm-hmm.
we always want, people should get into their own business because after all, it's their own business. And our success revolves around the franchisee success only. So if they will be successful, then only the company will be successful. So, if they can spend more time in the outlets, then if they will talk to the customer directly, you see, sales
Right.
team, of course, they can also manage by the sales team also. But
Mm-hmm.
with a personal touch, anyhow, it will boost their sales and the customer loyalty and customer faith also.
Perfect. Okay. So, yes, then again, we would have. So, I hope, all the business seekers have got the message that you just need to have, basic education. Nothing specific is required, because all the training and support would be provided by JustBake itself. And definitely, since you would be taking up the franchisee, and so it would be good if you would be able to devote maximum amount of time in a day, to run that outlet. It would be beneficial for you only to generate that much amount of profit, or targets that you have in terms of the revenue generation. So yes, I think they have got the message, and we'll switch to the next slide. So Anshuman, we would have couple of questions from
Okay.
this business seekers perspective. So before moving to that, there are so many outlets running, and it's JustBake is very popular brand over here. So I would want you to discuss about the success stories of, that you have already given. So we see the name Shiva and
Yeah, these are the some of the franchises.
Vinutha
Like,
Gowda. So uh,
see, these are
yes,
the some of the franchises. They grow in the along with the company. Some of the franchises they have
right,
more than 20 outlets also. They
correct.
are earning more than the directors also. So it's like like they started with one outlet, got success, then they opened other outlet. Likewise, they opened. We have 270 outlets, but almost we have around 185 franchises. So most of the franchisees are having multiple outlets and they are managing it very successfully. And right now they are successful businessmen.
Mhm. Got it. So we see, that Arul and Hari is also there, and we see that they are the oldest part, having more than. So what went well with them is, what we want to understand over here, like well with them, and how were they able to achieve targeted revenue and when those many stores.
Yeah, as I
Yes.
told, like they
So
were
over to you,
associated in
Anshuman.
the, yeah, as I told, like they are associated with us since the company started its operation in the year 2005-6. They have joined us, And as I told, the ROI period is very high here. You will get back your returns within 2 years of time. Then whatever profit you will earn, like you will invest into some other project, some opening some other outlets, like what they did, and they opened within 10 years 10 outlets. So this is how, they grow in the company.
Perfect. So I think this gives a very positive message to all the business seekers and franchisees. Like, we saw that there were women entrepreneurs also who are running the outlet, and then there is somebody, Arul, and who are the oldest partners and have more than 10 stores, running for JustBake. So yes, this gives us a very, strong message, and this is, the look and feel of the franchisee outlet of the JustBake. Any specific, in terms of the look and feel, when we say, how would you like to address, like,
It's a
because
very standardized
the
thing. It's a very standardized
logo
thing.
and the
Like
designing and everything is very attractive to. Mhm.
it's a very standardized thing. Any of outlet, Just Bake outlet you will visit, you will find the same interior design all across pan India,
Okay.
and it's very easy to have this interior thing. We have got set of people who do all this thing, and also the franchise, if they want, they can do it of their own, and nothing very difficult in it. Everything is very simple, and anybody can do it of their own.
Perfect. So I think we have got a view of how the outlet looks like. So we'll have a couple of questions, Anshuman, from the franchisees or the business seekers perspective. So like you mentioned, the lot of sectors, were affected even during the COVID time. So how were your, franchisees, performing during the COVID situation, and how were they able to survive? Even during pandemic, because now there is this thing which has come up, that it's safer to, cook and bake, because people were also coming up with a lot of ideas, thoughts, and processes in this cooking and baking. So how we're able, to make that revenue during the COVID period?
As I told earlier, like our success is revolves around the franchisee success only. So during this time,
Right.
actually we treat all our franchisee as our family member. So pandemic was for everybody. So we worked out different mechanisms, to get through these situations. For example, first thing is your the rentals.
Right.
Most of the outlets during the first phase of COVID, like it was shut only. The complete lockdown was there. So almost for 1 or 2 months, the outlets were shut. So we negotiated with the landlords, house owners, and tried to convince them to waive off the rentals, and to some give some discounts on the rental part. So everybody supported us. So that helped our franchisee, to minimize their operational cost. Second thing is
Right.
we also allow, generally we operate on cash and carry business, like on advance payment
Right.
only operate. But during that time, we allowed every franchisee owner, certain credit limits which they can enjoy, especially for this COVID situation. And they, after selling the product, they can pay us back. So that also helped them out. It was a great help to the franchisee. So the burden was very less. Uh, Likewise, also we did we focus on some alternative channels also. Like we focus on online deliveries, the online business. Like we have got set up, clientele base with us. So we called everybody that we are open for delivery. So any order you want, we can deliver at your doorsteps. That also helped us out, like in terms of getting our revenues and getting our business up, and we survived during this period. So two things we worked out. One, to find out the
Got it.
alternate
Perfect. So
channels. Hmm. The alternate channels we explored, which can add on to our revenues and minimize the cost. So those two things we worked out, and we focus on those two things, and that helped us out to survive during this COVID time.
Perfect. So I think it's a great initiative and a great support to your franchisee partners when you give them the credit that you mentioned, and also helping them. So definitely there were online orders through, because JustBake is tied up through Zomato, Swiggy, and other delivery platforms. So that also kind of
And one
helps
more thing I would like to tell here is like, whatever online order we receive, we never
Yes.
serve that online order directly from any of our factories. We give it to the franchisee owner, we pass it to the outlets, and they serve it to the customer. Everything is through franchisee only. We never get into our personal this thing, like we never get into the online orders directly, or we never serve directly the onliners. Whatever order we receive, we pass on to the franchisee. So they got benefited.
Perfect. So all the online orders were, delegated to the franchisee outlets, specific to that location, so that they are able to achieve that revenue goal and targeted. So yes, when somebody invests in business and opens an outlet, they definitely have their own thoughts and processes, like how they would want to make the look and feel of the outlet. So do they get to intervene in terms of the designing, and to what extent can they alter the outlet and the designs apart from branding? Because we understand just big branding is, if you take franchise, you have to follow the branding norms.
This thing depends on case to case basis. Like anyhow the interiors and everything will remain the same, but
Mm-hmm.
like if somebody we have got a set of dining set, a dining table and chairs only. If somebody
Okay.
wants to go for some premium segment like into the sofa and all the thing, that we allow. Not major of changes in the interior things we allow, but little bit of changes if we feel like can work out, then we definitely we by the suggestion of our franchise, and we look into it.
Got it. So there is a specific standard format that all the franchisees need to follow, when they're taking up the Just Bake outlet. Okay,
Yes.
perfect. So we'll have one more question from this franchisee's perspective, that what is this, because there are so many outlets that we understand. So what is that most common challenge that all of these or most of these franchisee outlets have come across, and how do they, because we understand there are certain risks also involved along with the key USPs and strengths that we have discussed. So I would want you to discuss about that part as well, and make our franchisees aware about the same. And how do you help them cope up with those challenges as well, would be my next question.
Here I will highlight one thing. Like during this pandemic situation, those outlets which were depending on this IT areas, IT
Right.
crowd, and
Yeah.
now it's gone totally because due to this work from home and all these things. So
Okay.
in terms of that, we are very liberal. Like it's not like we are saying like our franchise is bleeding. So we suggest them to relocate the outlet. So basically, what is happening? The outlets which are in the residential areas are picking up. The sales are picking up. Sales are growing very fast.
Got
So
it.
we tell them to shift the outlets, and our interiors are designed in such a way so everything you can move to some other location easily. So there won't be any hamper to your investment, except very few things like the yellow tiles that we use in the walls. So apart from that, everything is movable. So during this time, almost we shifted somewhere around 39 outlets from
Mhm.
like from the existing location to the other location, and after that changes, they are getting good revenues in terms of sales and all these things. So that is anyhow it's unseen and unforeseen this thing,
Yeah,
risk factor associated with every business, but you need to work upon like towards the solution how we can give a better solution to the franchises.
I understand that. Okay, so basically they had to shift the location, as from the IT setup, I can say, because people shifted to
This
work
is
from
just
home.
one example I have highlighted here. Like that, we have taken so many steps
Okay.
to revive the franchise business. Example, say like in some cases, like also for example, the rents are on higher side.
Hmm.
Say we have got a thumb rule, like the rent should not be more than 5 or 6% of the total sale. So
Okay.
during this time, Like if we feel like the rents are not able to, they are able to recover their rents because of this pandemic situation. So in some cases also company help them out in terms of their rental and all these things, being a
Right.
partner to them, like during this time for 2-3 months, and they
Right.
survived during this period.
Perfect. Okay. So yes, I hope all the business seekers have got the message, and we'll take a couple of questions from the franchisees that they have mentioned. So there's a person called Shirun Khan. So thank you, Shrinu Khan, for joining with us. He has mentioned that how about new product introduction? So to what extent, if they have, if they would want to add some new products to the catalog, to existing catalog, how do you do that? Like, is it on a quarterly basis that you add a new product, or you decide on jointly and then introduce one, products to that?
See, addition and deletion of products, it's a regular activities. So
Okay.
before, suppose we have got say around 250 items in our basket, out of
Mm-hmm.
which say we feel like some items are not doing well. So
Right.
based on their like performances, like their sales pattern, sales trend. So analyze all these things, and every month we introduce 2-3 products, and we delist 2-3 items. So this month also we have launched almost four new varieties of cakes and some new varieties of desserts. So it's an ongoing practice only. Every month we keep on changing our menu and add some new products, delete some products which are not contributing much to our business. So this is how it happens.
Okay, so is it like specific to products? Is some in some location or some areas that product is doing well, but for the other location it's somehow not able to perform? So is it removed from the entire, just pay catalog, or is it removed from that location who's not able to perform for that product?
It's based like region to region, this thing,
Okay.
performance basis.
Okay, got it. So, thank you, Shinu Khan, for sharing this question, and I hope you have got the answer to the question. So, I would have, some more questions from these franchisees' point of view. So, when you say, you do this marketing and help your brands and franchisees grow. So, is there any local marketing, done for them to make the, customers aware of that area, and to help them generate leads basically for and customers for that area? So how do you do that, and how frequently do you do that for your franchisee partner?
You see, there are two things
Yeah.
in terms of marketing is concerned. So one is the marketing done as brand level, the marketing done as outlet level. Second thing.
Oh.
So marketing done at brand level is not going to help out outlet like in a specific outlet. It's done
Mm,
globally so that everybody will be aware of about the brand, and they will come to they
mm,
will relate the advertisement, and they will come to any of the Just Bake outlet. So when it comes to any specific outlet, so for example, any outlet is newly opened. So what we do,
right.
we basically do the BTL activities, like the it's called kind of neighborhood marketing. So in that case, what we offer generally, we
Mhm.
offer straight away discounts coupon, or straight away any free product or so, absolutely free. They don't have to pay anything for that product. Once they come to outlet, we do either we do SMS or we do any kind of communication through which the customer comes to know they can avail this product like by showing this message or any of the thing.
Got it.
So they comes to outlet, and they show that thing, and they get that product. So that helps us getting, like when the customer comes into the outlet, they see other products also, and they like finally testing our product which we are
Okay.
giving as free. So that helps us out, generating more of walk-ins within couple of months, and the outlet got stabilized in terms of business is concerned.
Got it. Since you have mentioned, about the SMSs sending, so do you also have any such program wherein you help your franchisee partner maintain that loyal customer base through, different marketing tools and processes?
We have got a loyalty program. every customer like billing from us, like will get some points, and like upon redemption they get some discount.
Right.
So that also there, that also help us out, like building up our loyalty customer base. And anyhow, loyalty program is a good program, and that help us out like in terms of generating more revenues.
Got it. Perfect. So, Anshuman, we have, the person who has joined with us, Kanishk Sharma. So, thank you, Kanishk, for joining with us for this session today. And he has this question that is the franchisee option for Pan India or for some specific locations only? So, currently, are you open for Pan India location, or how you're planning to, cater to expand in this business?
See, for next 2 months of time, we are focusing on two regions, that is your Chennai and the second one is your Kerala. Then
Okay.
apart from that, like we have plans for West Bengal, then we have plan for Maharashtra and Gujarat as of now by this financial year end.
Okay, got it. So for another 2 months, you are planning to target Kerala and Chennai, is what you said, right?
Ah, yes, yes.
Okay, got it. So I hope, Kanishk, you have got the answer to your question. So since Anshuman, you mentioned, that you're planning to cater to Gujarat and West Bengal and the other locations as well. So by end of the year, our business seekers can expect, if they have
Yes, definitely.
queries related to the same, specific to that location. So thank you, Kanishk. I hope you have got the message. And if you're looking, to know more about JustBake and the franchisee model, you can drop your question in the comment section. You can connect with us directly also. So I would also have, one more question from this franchisee. So how do you help? Because, as we know, there are a lot of franchisee outlets specific, because if we see one location also, there are 2 to 3 outlets in that location. So how do you help them, help all the outlets generate a similar amount of revenue? Like my question is that doesn't it get cannibalized, because there are competitors also, there are a couple of outlets also. So how do you help them maintain that revenue level for that location?
As I discussed, like the company will definitely support the franchisee in terms of doing the local marketing activities, which will definitely attract more of crowd to the outlet and subsequently increase the sales of the outlet. That is one. Second thing, like while selecting the outlets, our team will support the franchisee, like which location is the best location to invest in, and that guidance if they are getting, I don't think like there will be any challenges like they will face in future. Of course, like some risk factors obviously associated to any business. The company is there to take care of their risk factors, and we'll help them out in terms of whatever their requirement is.
Right. So, thank you, Anshuman, for addressing all the questions, and I hope we have covered the entire franchisee model and the questions that these business seekers would have. To all the business seekers and franchisee, you can reach out to us on the number mentioned over here, 9844443200. You can also write us a mail at business@franchisebazar.com. And you can visit our website at www.franchisebazar.com to get to know about more opportunities, and if your needs and requirements. So thank you, Anshuman, for being your thoughts throughout the session and giving our access to all the franchisee seekers and business partners who invest and move ahead with this opportunity. So any message to those people before we wrap up the session, because people are really skeptical and before, because we know how food and beverage are in the COVID time. So any message to those business seekers if they have any questions and still thinking about to move ahead with JustBake brand?
You see, I will rather tell everybody this is the right opportunity or right time. Like you invest into such
Right.
before because the years ahead will bring a lot of hope for everybody, and the bad phases are gone almost now after everybody get vaccinated. So again, the market will boom, and everybody will get benefit out of it. So I think this is the best time to think of like your investment, and our investment is not that high. Everyone can invest into, can easily get bank loans also, will also help them out, and they can invest into our this thing.
Got it. So I hope, since like Anshuman mentioned, the investment is not very huge. It's very feasible and affordable, and all the support is being provided. So definitely you can move ahead, with this opportunity. And to know more about us, just stay through us through different social media platform. We are there on Facebook. You can like, share, and subscribe our channel so that you're updated on the new opportunity and upcoming opportunity that we have. And yes, stay connected with us. We have a lot more opportunities lined up in our pipeline for this year. So thank you, Anshuman, and thank you to all the business seekers and franchisees for being part of this session. And I hope to see you soon in our, you know, upcoming session that we will be presenting it with the other brand. So thank you, Anshuman, for being part of this session.
Thank you, Kritika.
Thank you all for joining with us today.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kritika.
And yes, stay safe.